What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over what you should look out for when buying an XR5 Turbo. Personally, in my own experiences with this car, I've had a few minor issues, nothing crazy. The main thing I had with this when I started adding things to it, like my intake and exhaust and other things, was my fuel pressure rail sensor. It's a pretty easy fix. You just buy one from OEM Denied or Spares Box. They're a really small little part in the engine bay. I might put something up on the screen while I'm talking here to kind of show you guys what exactly that looks like. But yeah, so I had that issue with my car, and the only other thing I've had with it is a brake vac mod kit. Jamie sent me another one out and it solved the issue, and then I ended up swapping it for I think it was an Nimbo kit, I think that's how you say the name. But yeah, I've got a blue one in the engine bay now, which you guys would have seen if you check out the community posts. I've got that in the engine bay now for my brake vac mod. So other than that, because it's obviously got a high flow cap back, I have a little engine light that pops up, but it's nothing major. I regularly scan the car, make sure everything's okay. So yeah, once I obviously get the car tuned, I can remove the engine light and it should be sweet, because yeah, there's no other issues. But yeah, it's been a pretty good car so far. So yeah, I'll go over what you guys should look out for if you're looking at buying one of these, because a lot of people ask me what are the common issues or faults that these cars have. They're getting up there now in age. This one will be 14 years old this year, which is kind of crazy, but yeah. Alright, I'll get to it and give you guys like a little rundown and list of what to look out for. Alright, so I'm using Australian car reviews to kind of help me with the individual list, because I can't remember every single one off the top of my head. But I'll start with probably the most common issue, especially with XR5s that are pushing more power, or ones that are potentially being tuned, and that is cracked liners. You can pretty much have cracked liners even on cars that haven't been completely like fully built, from what I've heard. Apparently it says that the B52 5.4 T3 engine had an open deck block and steel cylinder liners that were press fitted into the block. So the symptoms would be misfiring when cold, loss of coolant, excessive white smoke, and rough running on startup. I've had a few friends that have run the well-known crackle maps, or pop and bang maps, I think they call them in the UK, and you see the smoke and the colour of it, and you can kind of just know that the car is, you know, it's probably long gone. Yeah, it states that engines that have been modified for greater power are considered more vulnerable to crack liners, particularly beyond 240 kilowatts. And that's all due to excessive boost pressure and coolant leaks that haven't been fixed or rectified. So apparently it's more common for the older ones. So it says more common for pre-April 2008 engines, but crack liners have been observed in all years of XR5 turbos. So this is a March 2010 build. So even then it can have issues. I think from what I know and what I've read, they did some sort of fix on it because it became an issue, but I don't think it completely resolved the whole chance of you potentially cracking a liner if you decide to push more power. Because I've had a lot of people say to me, oh, you're going to tune your car and how much power you're looking at pushing out of it. It's a pretty clean low kilometer example. I don't want to push it to the point where it, you know, has lots of issues. If you tune any car, I feel like you're guaranteed to have problems. But I'm probably only looking at doing stage 1, maybe stage 2. So I don't know how much power roughly that'll be with either OEM Denied or Dream Science or another tune, but it'll give me enough. You know what I mean? Like I'm aiming for probably just under or around 300 horsepower for this car, which should be enough because it's a daily driver. I don't want to be pushing it to crazy lengths where it will just keep having issue after issue after issue. So yeah, that's the first issue with XR5s. Alright, so the next thing you should look out for when purchasing or buying an XR5 is the drive shafts. Pretty much most, if not all of my XR5 friends have at one point or another replaced either one drive shaft or two. Yeah, they're known for basically destroying themselves if you accelerate too hard from a standstill or a stop. That's why a lot of people don't at lights punch it super hard, because they're taking a lot of that brute force. Mine, I think, are still the original ones from what I know. I don't think think they've been replaced. Then again, I don't punch it super hard from lights. I kind of just, you know, boot it when I'm at like a cruising speed. So it says they have a ball type CV joint for the outer and tripod style joint for the inner. This design enables the shaft to have some in and out movement with suspension articulation. So obviously the in and out movement, if you're, you know, pushing the car's front wheel drive, is where all the power's going, and more so if your car's got, you know, a tune on it and it's pushing more power, they're more likely to break. You can get refurbished, I think, genuine ones or aftermarket ones for them. I haven't had to look into that yet with mine because they haven't broken. But yeah, that's something you definitely should look out for if you're potentially going to buy one. Just have like a look at it and obviously take the car for a test drive and see how it drives. I feel like you could probably do like a light acceleration test to kind of pick up or see if anything's wrong if you were doing a test drive on one. But yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. Alright, so next up is the PCV diaphragm rupture. The PCV is basically what's in the engine for the oil. When you do an oil change and you do the little oil filter, I think it's called man lube, the little sort of cylinder, and you're putting that in and out. That is what is known for rupturing or having issues. It says the symptoms of a ruptured PCV include a high-pitched whining or whistling noise that increases with engine speed. It's caused by excessive crankcase pressure escaping via the oil seals. This noise stops when the dipstick is removed, since removing the dipstick releases back pressure. I'll put up a video here on the screen and where I am now above me to kind of show you guys what that sort of sounds like, so you guys know what to look out for if you're looking at a car. You start it up, you check the engine and it sounds okay, just to double check, so I'll put that up here. And yeah, so it says a lack of boost pressure in low gears, excessive oil consumption, that's a big one, high oil pressure idle, blue smoke from the exhaust, and elimination of the engine warning light. So blue smoke is one that I've seen a fair bit with higher kilometer XR5s, mostly obviously due to this exact issue. So it says if it has ruptured, the vehicle should not be run until the oil filter housing is replaced, since doing so could damage the camshaft or camshaft oil seals and cause oil leaks. So from what I know, they're not a super cheap part. I think you can get them from Jamie, OEM Denied, or a few other retailers or places. I don't know what they like to fix or take the old one out, put the new one in. I don't know if it's an easy job, hard job, never done it. But yeah, it's probably something that I'll probably have to keep an eye on with my car, because my car's got 93,000 Ks. I think once it's 100, I'll have to do like, chuck it up on a hoist and go like fully over everything on the car to make sure it's all good. But yeah, so apparently it says it's understood that Ford/Volvo subsequently introduced a uprated diaphragm which had an additional vent on the diaphragm cover, though failures of the updated diaphragm do still occur. Failures are more common in low mileage vehicles that have been used to drive short distances, since the engine does not reach its operating temperatures and reside in high humidity environments. So this, because I'm in Queensland on the Gold Coast, it's not super humid, but it does get quite humid, and obviously it's saying short distances. I do take this for fairly long drives, but since it's my daily driver, a lot of it's just sort of around town, but I let it warm up and cool down and all that, so I'm very, very particular with it, so hopefully mine doesn't have any issues. But I reckon at some point I'll probably have to look into getting one either brand new or new but sort of used, just in case I need to replace it. So that's that one. Alright, so the very last thing on the list is coolant leaks. As I've said with pretty much every issue with the car, as it's getting older, coolant leaks are more, likely to happen. My hoses haven't been changed. I'm looking at getting them changed, probably to like blue color, change the car, of course. But yeah, they're known for cracking, obviously just due to age, wear and tear, heat, a lot of other sort of factors. It says XR5 turbos are susceptible to coolant leaks from the thermostat housing at the cylinder head side gasket, the turbo coolant feed and return, and the radiator top hose joint at the back of the engine on the gearbox side. And coolant hoses may also experience internal delamination as the vehicle ages. Where internal delamination has occurred, the hoses will appear swollen in size. So yeah, I go over mine and they seem to be okay. Again, I don't think they've ever been changed and or replaced on this car, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. It says the driver's side bottom corner of the radiator may also leak. So I'll put a picture up on the screen where I'm here talking, just to kind of show you guys where the thermostat housing is at the cylinder head side gasket, and also the radiator, so you guys can see those 2 points where it's potentially could have a leak. So yeah, just got to keep an eye on that one. It says, as such, a pressure test of the coolant system is recommended at each service to detect the leak if there is one. It is rare that coolant will leak and form visible drops on the floor. So yeah, just got to keep that in mind. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I thought I'd just kind of go over a few of the things that can happen or can be issues with this car or any sort of XR5 turbo. Yeah, it seems like a very common thing in the Facebook groups is, you know, what issues is the car going to have, or, you know, what should I look out for? So I thought I'd kind of just make a video and show you guys on the screen and also discuss things to look out for and whatnot. If you guys are looking at buying an XR5 turbo or are interested, just kind of, or have any questions about the cars in general and maintenance and parts and things like that, feel free to send me a message on my Instagram, blue_XR5. I would have popped it up on the screen in a little sort of pop-up somewhere. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the cars in general, I'll do my best to help you and kind of help guide you through it, and, you know, give you the knowledge I have on the cars since owning it for about 2 and a bit years. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.